So you keep seeing all these new cells coming out and you want to get your hands on them, and people keep telling them, oh, you just got to do Gauntlet to get them. Well, what is Gauntlet and how do you do it? This is going to be your basic introduction guide for you to grab a couple friends and get right on into Gauntlet. Now, the first thing you need to know about Gauntlet is this is designed to be a guild activity. The place you can get the cells from doing Gauntlet is going to be in the research lab. So from the research lab, you can see your guild name, your guild rank, and any unclaimed guild rewards you have. Those guild rewards are why you want to be in a guild when you're doing Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is also going to be where you get your trackers from to attach to your weapons to keep track of different stats for different weapons. I don't usually recommend getting these until you have the cells you want from that season. And then this is where you'd pick up the cells. For this season, we've got Conservation, Impulse, and Inertia. You can also grab some consumables from the research lab. And then the last chance is to buy stuff that you could have got last season, but you were unable to make the purchase before the season ended if you have any of the old tracker coins still left. But what about the actual fights? So here are the rules for Gauntlet. Number 1, you should not be trying to do it solo. Every time you clear a token level solo, you're going to get 1 token for the research lab. Now, if you clear it with your guild, you're going to get 2 tokens. You're going to get 1 from being there when that level was cleared. You're also going to get 1 token from the rewards cache, and this token is given to everybody in the guild. That's why it's very important to be in an active guild in Dauntless now if you want to play with the newest cells as soon as they come out. Even if you're not helping participate in Gauntlet, sometimes you'll still get access to those cells because they are actively clearing Gauntlet levels, and you can get them from the rewards cache. So to queue for Gauntlet, you bring up your hunt menu and you go to Gauntlet, and you're going to see a variety of levels here. Now, the bracket recently changed. It used to be 1 to 20, and now it is 1 to 16. So the token round is going to be every 5 levels. So Gauntlet level 1 would have given you 1 token. Gauntlet level 5 would have been the next token round. Then we would have Gauntlet level 10 for another token round. Gauntlet 15 would have been the next token round after that. And then the next token round is going to be in the next bracket. So if you look over on the right side here, you'll notice there's no modifiers. These behemoths in the first round of Gauntlet are going to start at level 15, and by the time you get to 16, they're going to be up to level 24. Now, if we move on to the next bracket, though, you're going to see the behemoths are going to be starting at level 25, and they're going to have the level modifier Toxic Shields. After you get done with the first set of Gauntlet, you're going to want to make sure you check the modifiers for every bracket, because there's going to be different modifiers every bracket, sometimes 2 or 3 modifiers in the later levels of Gauntlet. Now, Toxic Shields is the new modifier for Season 4 of Gauntlet, and it's a fun one to play around with, because what it does is it makes you lose health for every shield that you gain. Now, this is designed to be a handicap, but there's certain ways you can build around this that actually make it pretty interesting. I had some fun playing around with Toxic Shield, turned it around to my own benefit using the Shroud's weapon because of that extra damage you get when you're at low health. Now, here on level 40, you can see that is the indicator that there is a token available for you to get there. Not only will I get a token for being there and clearing that round, but my guild will also get a guild reward when they clear that round. This checkbox is what you'll see if that was a round that you cleared, and this little chevron here is going to be the symbol you're going to see if your guild has cleared it, then you were not there for that level. So sometimes you'll see a chevron, but there will still be a token. That means your guild's cleared it. You have got access to that level, but you need to go back and clear it with another party to end up getting that token. So now, what are the rules for Gauntlet? If you're going to be queuing for Gauntlet, you can queue for any level you have completed. You can also queue up for any level that your guild has completed. Now, for your guild to get credit for clearing the level, though, you must have at least 3 guild members in the party. That means you can have 1 person from outside the guild join the party for that particular hunt. Now, here's where it gets tricky, though. That person that you're getting as your 4th person that's not in the guild has to be somebody that has cleared as far as your guild has. Otherwise, you guys are going to be forced to go back to the level of content that person has cleared. Now, that doesn't mean they have to have cleared it solo, but they had to have been in that hunt when that cleared. So for us, say if we had a buddy that was in the main clear party for Thrax, because Thrax is usually pretty high up on the leaderboards, usually higher than our guild is, they could come in and be our 4th because they were probably there when their party cleared like level 620. But if their guild has actively cleared level 620, and they have never been in the Gauntlet, they're going to still be restricted to level 1 when they're joining another guild to help another guild out. So let's go back down and look at modifiers though real quick. You can see here in the 3rd bracket, the new modifier for us is going to be a modifier from Season 3 called push-pull. And what push-pull does is you constantly lose life, but you have 5% life still on attacks. This is pretty awesome. It's a pretty big pain in the butt to play around against, though, because you have to keep actively attacking the behemoth or you're going to be set to 0 hit points. And this will also drain your shields as well. Now, you can't die from push-pull, but you can be one-shot while push-pull is active. Now, the question lies, what build should you bring into Gauntlet? Well, that depends on what bracket you're in for Gauntlet. The thing about Gauntlet is it's not about having the best build for Gauntlet. It's about being flexible enough to change your build up for whatever Gauntlet is going to throw at you. Because right now it looks like every 16 levels, Gauntlet is going to have a different modifier or more than one different modifier that you're going to have to learn how to play around. And that's the trick to Gauntlet. Be flexible. Now, I'm going to be posting some videos with some basic Gauntlet build guides. These are build guides that were used in Season 3 by some of the best guilds in Dauntless right now. And they're going to give you the foundation you need to get into Gauntlet. But you're going to have to learn how to modify those to play around the different modifiers for each round of Gauntlet or each bracket of Gauntlet. Now, there is some other useful information for you guys to know about Gauntlet, and we're going to start with the airship. So on the airship here, you can see you're going to be starting with 7 minutes. You're going to get 2 more minutes added to your clock every time you kill a behemoth, and you're going to add 30 seconds to your time every time you break apart on the behemoth. But the important thing to look at here is the rounds. There's going to be 5 rounds. And you can see the first round is going to be Nasher, and he's going to be in the plaza. Now, the plaza is going to be the first zone you walk into when you're in Old Ramsgate. The second round is going to be Deep Frost Garn. He's going to be at the Forge, which is going to be off to the right. And the third round is going to be in the hangar with Moonreaver Shrike, which is going to be off to the left. Memorizing where these behemoths are going to spawn are going to save you guys a lot of trouble with figuring out where to go next, and that's going to help increase the amount of time you have remaining at the end. This becomes an important factor when you're competing on the leaderboard because it's about how much time you have left when you clear the level as to where you finish on the leaderboard. Now, when you load into the Gauntlet, you'll see right in front of us is that Nasher, and he is in the plaza. Now, if we have a behemoth off in the Forge, we would run over and hit this vent here, and this will take us instantly to the Forge. And if we need to go to the hangar, this vent here will instantly take us to the hangar. Now, I'm not going to fight these behemoths, but I'm going to show you guys a couple other things you need to know about the Gauntlet that isn't really covered too well in the tutorials. So if you're running low on tonics, self-revives, or potions, this right here will restore those for you. Not usually all the way to full, depending on how many you've depleted, but it will give you back some very valuable resources, consumables that you'll need to get through the rest of the hunt. As we run over this way, we're running up to the Forge. By activating the Forge, you're going to get 50% increased damage for 45 seconds. You can use this for one of 2 ways. You can use this for the hardest behemoth in the hunt or the last behemoth in the hunt. But that's definitely something to be mindful of while you're in the Gauntlet. There's some fights where you're going to want to use that, and some fights you're not going to want to use that. As you fly across this gap here, which don't fall in there, or reset you to the last place you touch ground and cost you time in the Gauntlet. The third activatable thing we have is this crater right here. So if you guys can get the behemoth right here in the crater, there is a harpoon hidden up here. And you guys can send one party member, like your support, up here to activate this. And it will fire a large salvo of damage right at the middle of that crater. So if you guys can position the behemoth in the crater, that can knock some hit points off the behemoth and save you guys some time on the actual fight. To get from location to location, you've got these useful ramps. You can also fly. There's some places that are preferred to jump off of. I like running up this particular one to fly across this side. It saves some time there. And then the one we usually run across to get across here if you're low on stamina is going to be this one right here, which makes flying across the gap relatively easy. If you guys are looking for some live gameplay of Gauntlet or have more questions about Gauntlet, leave them in the comments section down below or check out my live stream. We're going to be streaming our Gauntlet progression this Saturday right after this video goes live. If you guys are looking for an active community or a guild to join to play Gauntlet or Dauntless with in general, I've got a link in the video description for our Discord server, and we've got an active community of people there playing Dauntless on the Discord server. If you guys found anything useful in this video, make sure to like it to help get it out to more people, and hopefully we get more guilds actively participating in Gauntlet this season. That's the main goal of this, is kind of to give you guys a base structure to get into Gauntlet with your guilds and get those new exciting cells and play around with them. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys, if you want more Dauntless content, including build guides specifically tailored to help your guild progress through Gauntlet this season. I'll be posting those once or twice a week while this season is active. And the first video that's going to be going up is this support Warpike build that I highly recommend you have at least one person run in your guild's progression through Gauntlet this season. And a special shout out to our channel members for helping support the channel and giving me the resources I need to help produce more Dauntless content for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.